trick to killing the demon himself. I just know the matchup. That's it. Oh snap! I'm missing this Joker. You know, if you can't whip punish that button, I got bad news for you, bro. Heaps. Oh, what the flip? Heaps stand heavy, go back heavy punch, bro. Show that I'm not. This shows that I'm not a geek player. And if you can't whip punish, you stand heavy punch. I don't know. I got bad news for you, bro, because that's the easiest button to whip punish. Look at this one from my mad for some time. I did not. Snap. My keep is getting cooked. If I don't know if this is a bad matchup for Keith because I saw when it's like Capcom Cup, I saw Idom smoking all the geese. I'm not dead, am I? Sure, but I think her problem is she uses to the system mechanics. Trick is in my case. That she uses to the system mechanics. controller based on actually those SPDs. So that. Really good fun with Pete. Oh, he's been smoking me. He's 2 games out. Who says I don't have a... He didn't smoke me, bro. Like, this is 3-1. You remember seeing, what you call this, what's it now? Oh, that man. We should be mashing during your friend's combo. Yeah, completely clear. I know exactly where you're going, bro. Don't do that, bro. I know exactly where you're going with that. Second button in the game. Everybody's talking about stand heavy punch, but that crouch medium punch is something else. Yeah. Leisure? It is. In case I said hi as well. Eh? Okay. Hit that, you main machine. What? You see, Murambi, you made me look at your chat now. Everyone is going through a character crisis. What's up, bro? I can't believe this. Join every Eureka. I give you credit, bro. No! This is not good. Sets. the mixer. I wanted the thingy. I wanted the drive reversal. He shouldn't have drive reversal. He should have just tried a parry on reaction. Get the perfect parry. Torrenting there, bro. Will Troy. Rematch, don't rematch, don't rematch. Chipinator, Lamek and Morambi are rage quitters. Remember, please, how is the SFL training coming along in the World War the World War Finals? Good. Actually, we've been training with playing with guys in Ivory Coast. So but it's coming along. I guess for World War Finals, we'll see if the training pays off. Good, thanks for asking. You can block the level 2, bro. Game as of late, when it comes to loading maybe I'm late. Friday. Shit, you see really not so well. Hey. Oops, I think she goes. Bro, they're rich kids, trust me. I'm gonna put the link into my room so I can use that. To see which portal is using to teleport. Because this lobby is popping here. Let's see, who should I play? Should go back to my main. Sounds color. Really? Shit! We had to create a new this is working for. Then VPN is listening to my music and play some games here, you know. Somebody chose violence in there, eh? Oh no. Chose violence today. Sure, Judo's assaulted and the kid did that. Okay, the kid was thrown there. I'm sure Noodles is losing his mind. And so being salty heavily after that one. Misha? Asking a prompt or something. Skimming because he is in the chat. Oh, he should be dead though. No meter. JP, make a wish combo. Didn't even need to spend super. If it was now, I'd be spending level 2 now because I'm gonna build another level 2 afterwards. Yeah. South Africans tell me there's a player around the area that's dope and never take that seriously. And the reason for that is because whenever I see those players, I'm always just shaking my head. Will do the replay takeovers. Just make sure you have your replays for me so I can just, don't tell me to go into your profile. Have your replay ready for you. Oh man, burnt out. Just DI, it's heavy into DI. What are you doing? So yeah, have your replay IDs. Your that unique replay code, so that I can just copy and paste, and then after we can do a replay takeover. Man chose violence today. Eh? Please don't give me a replay where you replayed me. He's not blocking that. He's not blocking that. So 3 sets, and then after we do the replay takeover. Take up good tunes. with Chan in this matchup. Shot. Yeah. Oh. Looks like I also found also right. Sure. Okay. It's a move they do when you see them in ranks. The man sure shows violence, eh? So that I haven't played Chan in a while, eh? Extremely improved. Yes, yes, Jackie, you're in trouble. Eight people with fake MRs. I have no idea what that means. Eh? Stand still clean. Now my chart is garbage, eh? So, but we need to look at wait, what do you mean? McDonald's not sponsor for what? Goliath or for Street Fighter? We both, bro. China. Or they partner with Goliath. You're talking about, bro. Came in a long time ago. Bring out my McDonald's for you. He should be at least a bit more clean. promotion with Street Fighter. That's why you see these colors. You know, the McDonald's Chan and the McDonald's Ryu color. After you get after you get Game Punch is so good. By what? By Manon. going to wait. Is my mic muted? Is my mic muted? Can you hear me? Oh, it's back now. Okay, I see. I'm saying that I'm gonna do it. If I have a feeling you're going to like you're being a you're not looking at thinking about what I have as in my arsenal, and you're acting a bit smug, I'm gonna let it rip. Tournament life, I'm still going to I'm going to let it rip. You can bank on it, bruv. But I'm also not the kind who's gonna really be sour if I die with resources. You know, that's if I die with resources, I die with resources. If I don't die with it, I don't die with it. It's whatever. Place to review. You know, I'm asking y'all where the replays. You know, then I can review your replays. Yeah. Please put one in the chat. Yeah, let's have a look at yours. You, eh? So then share. Now you want to share? Could have done that you let slide as well. You know, this is not a bad button to poke with, if I'm being honest. This is not a bad button to poke with. However, with buttons like this, man, one thing you must be very mindful. You know, it's not something you can spam because of it. You know, because of how minus it is. Not something you can spam. You know, maybe on hit you might spam it, but not on block. So when you press this button, expect the opponent might do something, you know, drive rush in, you know, jump, those kind of things, or might challenge it. Like maybe let's say a stand heavy punch, because from this range, Akuma stand heavy punch will be the most likely one to reach. But just be mindful of what the opponent's gonna do afterwards when you poke with this kind of button. That's why you see, like at high level, like they're gonna maybe press one button and wait. They want to see what the opponent's going to do, and then they're going to plan from there. So here, obviously, you got the hit, you're +5. So yes, you can press it again. But now, when I say mindful of what he's going to do, especially on block, man, he immediately does drive rush and catches you. You know, he catches you unaware, and I don't know if you did this preemptively or you just panicked, you press the heavy punch, but that's why I'm saying these kind of things, like even if you weren't gonna react to this, yeah, but at least when you stop and wait to see what they're gonna do, you can at least block, and the worst that can happen is a throw. Because if it was a throw, you probably might just have 10%, Now you went at 20%, and he's probably gonna, okay, he didn't go for the optimal ones. I thought Jury could punish that, because some characters could have punished that. Yeah. Also, here's the thing: when you're close to burnout, don't. Okay, cool. Yes, you can use one bar to try and get in, but just know this is as far as you're gonna get, And for Will, this is actually a good choice to actually not do anything, to just because he's got the life lead and the drive gauge advantage, No, you shouldn't have done that. That you shouldn't have done, because now, if he DPs you, you're gonna be panicking, and specifically because you don't have resources. So if after you thrown him, you should have played it a bit more patient to try and build some drive gauge. Okay, you got the hit. Okay, he let you slide, but that's fine. Oh, no DP? That's the problem is you just press your medium punch late. It's not a bad idea to do it to try and check him. It just happened that he also pressed a fast button. He went for stand jab, which is a 4-frame startup. It's a 4-frame startup. Yours is probably about 6 frames. So, but you shouldn't worry too much that you got counter hit there. It's just more keeping in mind of you got frustrated. How do I stop this? Yeah, you shouldn't worry about getting counter hit there. It's fine. In these kind of matchups, man, as jury, you must understand everybody's gonna zone you. Whoever is a fireball, that person and their grandmother is gonna zone you at some point. You have to work on your perfect parry, because especially because our drive rush is pretty quick. This was an easy perfect parry punish. Let's see if actually I'm right about that one. What the fuck? Okay, I'm wrong about that one, but at least if you parry a lot, at least you can spare your drive gauge from getting hurt. But this was a terrible idea because now you open yourself to getting zoned by Akuma. That was a PP. Again, it's a because that is zero, so at least you can challenge that. But that's the thing about burnout. You open yourself to these kind of things, especially as jury. You need to be mindful to try to chip you out. Well, that's unfortunate on the east side. This thing for jury to do is to be in burnout against a fireball character. You're getting frustrated, but as I said, as somebody, if you're playing jury, understand this is going to happen a lot, which is why you need to threaten the opponent with perfect pairing the fireballs. You have to work on perfect pairing the fireballs. Wow. Okay, he's in burnout. Oh snap. Yeah, that. Why are you doing this? But one thing about burnout that you and it's something I've actually also started incorporating myself. When I'm in burnout, my opponent's in burnout. What I try to do is not to overextend because it's so easy for someone to flip the switch on you. This one, I get you are panicking because you're in burnout and you can chip you out, but he's not doing anything, so you could have used that time to get your drive gauge to recover. Yeah, get your drive gauge again. Your drive gauge your meter is not looking good. Your meter management is poor, and you did this to try and get pressure. Yes, sure, you're +9, but think about what happens if he perfect parries one button. Because all he has to do after perfect parry, he's going to do a stand heavy into drive impact, and then you're burned out. He doesn't even need to spend super. Try by all means to not give your opponent an advantage in terms of when they get the hit on you. Let's think about, if I get a hit on this guy, I still need to work hard. Do I spend meter? Do I not? At this point, I'm just sitting here and be like, okay, let me get one perfect parry. This jury player is fucked. Oh, your anti-ace, my man. Okay, well messed up. super, that could have burnt him out. You must always be buffering these things, eh? Starts burnout, and chances are he's gonna be left with this, and you can chip him out. You are gonna build back 1.5, so you're probably gonna build back here. You know, if you're at spend level 3, you must always be buffering it just in case you get the hit. Oh, he fucked up. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Your meter management is one of your biggest problems. Eh? What is Will doing?
Music.
What you had to do was just to trip you out. And he messed up. Anywho, your biggest issue, you know, and as a jury main, you know, if you're a jury main, you need to understand that, as I said, everybody's gonna try and zone you. So you need to work on your perfect parries. You know, don't even think about stuff like whiff punishing and stuff like that. You know, once you get around the system mechanics, then you can look at those kind of things. But for now, you need to work on your perfect parries. You know, perfect parrying fireball into drive rush is key to applying pressure. You know, your matchup knowledge kind of needs a bit of work. You know, because Akuma air fireball is an easy DP. You know, especially because it got nerfed a few months after Akuma came out. Your meter management is a bit poor. Actually, it's not a bit, it's extremely poor. Because you put yourself in situations where you now have to overextend to try and compensate for the meter that you lost, which is a bad move. Try by all means to slow down your offense, because that's what's making you spend a lot more meter. Now, try by all means to use a lot less, to be a lot less aggressive. You know, still be aggressive, but aggressive when you get the knockdown. But try to be a lot less aggressive in neutral to try and get in. You know, and be, because in that sense, I think you will save a lot more meter. You're losing a lot more meter when you're trying to get in, and that's where your fault is. So just work on your meter management and your perfect parries and matchup knowledge as well. But Wolf messed up here. You were supposed to use this one. Wolf just messed up. Let's look at Sequila's one. I hope it's not a Blanca. I hope you didn't give me my replay takeover for a fucking Blanca. Okay. Bro, you won both matches. What do you want to see here? Oh, you got the new costume. It's the Marissa beats Eve. You know, like it's a 7-3. You know, but I'm not sure. Serious Sequila. Sequila, you're not serious, eh? Give me a replay that you really want to learn from, eh? Awa. Let's go with Murambi's one. Junior, I'll get to yours after this one. You know, Sakuma players don't mind this matchup. It's just that when Akuma gets hit, it's a different story. There's one thing that you need to also understand when you get players that want to rush you down. After your fireball, expect them to do something. You know, after your fireball, just expect them to do something because they just want to rush you down. So you need to stabilize the neutral and make sure when you get a hit, you go for OP. Because they're gonna do this, but you need to make them think about it. Like, oh man, if I do that, I'm gonna lose 50%. Counter conversion. I think I wonder if he didn't spend number one. My bad. Yeah. Nice. It's a nice counter hit conversion. You know, I think Akuma's counter hit conversions is especially from a jab, it's the crouch medium blind doesn't work. You try to check this. With the wrong button, I see. Notice in your first and second round. And here's the thing, man. You must look at how you're gonna get the hit. If you're throwing a fireball, man, why are you throwing a fireball? You know, it's like the thing is, well, the reason why I'm saying that, man, when you in this position, man, and you want to throw a fireball, you need to understand which fireball you're throwing and for what purpose, man. Because obviously he's got EX Cycle Crusher to go past this, man. Now, okay, cool. You walk forward, and he's probably expecting a fireball, so which is actually not a bad idea that you did, man. But I'm just saying, like, when you throw fireballs, understand why are you throwing it? Are you trying to bait out Cycle Crusher? What are you trying to do? You know? Okay, cool. This is fine. I mean, now you're -4, and just like with the jury player I was doing before, you need to, especially in these kind of situations, you need to think, what is he gonna do? He's most likely gonna drive rush. You know, he's gonna press a button. Are you gonna micro walk back, stand here, wait for the drive rush? You know, are you gonna preemptively press a button and buff a drive rush? So cool, you did the stand light kick, which is actually good. Again, you're throwing the fireball. Why are you throwing it? If you're trying to stabilize the neutral, then you can't just stop it. Getting hit by Bison is not really like something that you can prevent. It's gonna happen, you know. It's just a matter also what you're gonna do on defense. So the first time you threw him, and he let you throw him. You know, so the second time he wasn't gonna do it. Remember in the first round you threw him, he wasn't gonna let you throw him again. Because the first time you threw him and you put him in the corner and he lost. He's not gonna let you do it again. Wow. I think you got overwhelmed, you know, and that's why you resorted to holding parry. You know, I think that's why you resorted to holding parry instead of trying to perfect parry the stand heavy punch. You see, so you started holding parry. That's just unfortunate. You should have done it again. Another thing about fighting games, it's testing out who's more stubborn. You know, so here you baited out the throw, and he thought you were gonna fireball. You know what? Not necessarily bait out the throw, but you went to throw him and he teched. Now he thought you were gonna do a fireball, and he did it again. I was gonna walk up throw again, you know, because you see he didn't do anything. He probably was expecting you to just press a button, you know. I was gonna throw him again, because fighting games again, it's who's gonna give in. No, you shouldn't have spent it. You shouldn't have spent this, and this was a bad decision. I'll tell you why in a second. Now, you're gonna get the 1.5. He's gonna lose 1.5. He can just wait for the 3 bars, because you lose open. You don't really get you're trying to get him into burnout. Fair, but that's not where you start spending CA. I mean level 3. You spend level 3. Okay, let me just increase my volume a bit. You spend level 3 when the opponent is about 2 bars and you have him in the corner, because then they've only got this to work with. Now he's got pretty much the whole screen to work with, you know. So that's where the problem is. You get me? If he was here and you had level 3, by all means, sure, because the meaty fireball is gonna burn him out. But in this scenario, he does level 3 here, you are fucked. You know? So you see what I'm saying? He's got now the whole screen to work, and he's gonna wait it out. You know. Oh, this is not good. You got lucky there, because that thing was gonna kill you. Good job. Okay, nice. I know why you did it. I know why you did it. You wanted the dub. You know. The reason why I said don't drive impact man. Cool. You got the hit. This is the best time for you delay throw, to delay button, you know, have him be afraid of something before you can introduce the drive impact. Everybody and their mother, when you have them in the corner and they burn out, they're going to be looking out for this. Introduce a different option first before you introduce this. Now, so cool. Your plus, throw him. Throw him, because when you throw him, he's going to be about here. Every move you make now he's going to panic even more. He's going to panic even more, and he's going to panic even more, and he'll start buffering super. He'll start not looking for anything. This is where now you can play a very simple game. After you throw him, you could backdash, come here, throw a foul. Those kind of things. Because then he's in chip territory. Don't overextend. Because the problem is when you overextend, that happens. Again, so now here's the problem, and here's where you now put yourself in a bad position. He might be in burnout, but you are not in a good position. He's almost out of burnout. You're about to go in burnout. He's got CA on deck. One hit, you're dead. You're not even looking on whether you're in burnout or not. If any other character, one hit, you're in burnout, cool, by all means, But for you, one hit, you're dead. And you did not anti-it. GG's. So, extended, there's one thing I learned from playing Andy Walker, and that is when you have your opponent in burnout, before introducing drive impact, and you'll see this at a high level, introduce other options before, so that when you finally do the drive impact, their brains already told them that there's something else that this guy could potentially do. Because it's impossible for everybody to look out for all the options. Check a drive rush coming in, check a throw. You deal with DI, deal with jump-ins. Introduce every other options before you start introducing the drive impact. You'll see them get hit by any other drive. They raw drive impact, light into drive impact. They'll start getting hit. They'll get hit by that because they now focus on what you've been doing that's chipping down their life. Your fireball game is not bad, but I think you when you throw a fireball, you walk forward. Even if the guy blocks it, okay, cool. You walk forward, but you don't think about what the guy is going to do in response to you. And that's where your first problem is. Because you're hoping the guy's going to sit there and tank the fireballs, but not every player is going to play like that. So what happens in your case is you throw a fireball, someone drive rushes in or does anything else, and it throws you off. On defense, you're too quick to think what could go wrong. Instead of looking at what is the opponent doing. And this is where you get into the habit of holding parry. It's like your defense mechanism is just to hold parry, because parry will cover any attack. But then you lose your drive gauge, and then when you now don't have drive gauge, you start going for the risky options of waking up buttons. I think you should. That part's going to be hard to really work on, but I think for now, just go on the simple thing of just not overextending. Just don't overextend. You try to pressure a lot less, especially if someone's is in burnout. Because also I can promise you, he was looking out for that because you did it before, in your sets you've always done it. Just saying. Okay, now this is a proper replay. Sequela, not what you gave me there. So Juno is playing Viper. I don't know how Eve Viper is. I don't know if it's good for Viper or not, or good for Eve. Okay, nice. Oh, your anti-airs are looking better. What? Oh, what happened there? Oh no, you got the whiff punish, but you didn't convert. Is he dead? Okay, hold on. You're playing WoW. Okay, cool. You throw him off guard. It's Wait, is that not plus? Yeah, okay, that dash is very easy. It's a failed anti-air, but that one is it is what it is. Oof, Bob, you missed a nice clean whiff punish. For this because drive reversing light buttons is generally a bad idea because it's not guaranteed. Drive reversing are heavy, yeah, sure, you can do that. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's not guaranteed, and that's what kills you. Yeah, I understand. Being in the corner against Keith is scary, you know. So most of your decision making, I'm not really going to say much about it because I mean it is scary being in this position versus Keith. Now that's a bad idea. You missed a couple of whiff punishes, eh? Chippinator just likes the fact that Mark beat Arambi. Okay? I don't know what Soprano is doing there, but you cannot be dropping your combos like that, eh? With punish? Okay, it's fine. To have a general approach on how you approach matchups, you know, because if you walk yourself to the corner and only to dash forward, you know, if someone checks your dash, how are you then going to fight out the corner? Because that doesn't seem like you have a general approach to a matchup. Yeah, that was a. It's tough for Viper, especially because she doesn't have an invisible reversal outside of sweepers. And your anti-airs were good, but then once you feel the pressure, that was you cannot get these whiff punishes go unchecked. Like that was these are nice whiff punish that could have happened. Damn, I'm actually dropping back. That's a bad idea. Why don't you go for the level 1? Because here's the thing. Yeah. You go for the level 3, and what? You're gonna shave off 1.5. He's gonna be left with this much. He's got one thing that's gonna make you not approach him. And then okay, cool, you're gonna get some drive gauge. However, if you just use level 1, you would have saved two supers, and you will not be using any one of this as it comes out, because that's the key about with playing Viper. You know, don't be in a hurry to spend level 3. You know. Okay, anti-airs are looking better. How are you playing it? That you actually played well. Hello. So there's a 100% a replay that I'm gonna look at now. Your whiff punishes, eh? This is unfortunately one of those matchups where you have to whiff punish, especially if you're playing the Vipers. You sweep or at least. Wow. But your anti-airs are looking better, much better than when you're playing Maya. Oh no. Yeah, he comes with Jay. He anti-aired you 3 times. Back throw. That was a free DI. Whenever this whiffs from Geef, man, this is a free DI. Got to do the super. Anywho, yeah, that he did the same thing as Murambi did. You know, you overextended. You know, and you overextended when there was no need to overextend. You know, if you had just punished that the lariat with. If you had just punished the lariat with the driver or anything, you know, I mean, did the feint cancels, you would have been good to go, you know. But other than that, I think your anti-airs have gotten better, which is good. Your anti-airs have gotten better than how they were the last time, but your approach to fighting in neutral. I mean, if your anti-airs are good, you must now be more confident in you walking forward. You're walking back way too much. You know, I don't know what exactly you're looking for. Are you looking for the opponent to make a mistake? They're not like they're gonna make a mistake just because you're walking backwards. You know. So you need to walk a lot more forward, because that's how you're gonna get the guys to. That's how you're gonna get the guys to whiff buttons, and how you're gonna whiff punish. Is by walking forward, applying pressure. Now, as I said, you weren't doing too well. Your anti-airs have really much improved, but your approach to the matchup, well, there's no approach there, but you just need to work on how you're approaching people and how and what you and why you're approaching. Yeah, so let me give you an example. If I play Viper, I'm looking to poke guys with stand medium kick. Maybe feint them, do a size move, and do a feint size move, because I want them to think of jumping. You know, I want the stand medium kick to annoy them so they start whiffing buttons so I can whiff punish with sweep. That's a standard gameplay. You need to have something like that when you play any character. You need to have a basic strategy. And I think that's what you lack. But in terms of improvement, I will say that, as I said, your anti-airs are great, but your conversions are garbage. Now this matchup is don't know, eh? When I was playing Lily, I didn't like this matchup. I didn't like this matchup when I was playing Lily but it's not hard to get wind. It's just harder to use wind against her because she's got the spin and the EX spin, but also her buttons generally are a problem for Lily. I think I'm afraid of getting counter poke, and that's why I'm walking back so much. Bruv, if you're playing fighting games, you need to not be like, okay, let me tell you something before I get into this match analysis. There's a video about Rob, and Rob was talking about how players at the highest level are delusional. And what he meant was, when players at the high level go in, any match they play, they already convince themselves that they're going to win. They might be mindful of a lot of things, but they already convince themselves that they're going to win. That's how you need to play. If you get counter poke here, it's a learning curve. But you need to approach forward and understand why are you getting counter poke here so that you can work on it. But you need to first approach the matchup as if like nothing can go wrong. You approach the match as if nothing can go wrong, so that when something does go wrong, it's easy for you to identify where it went wrong. Because right now you're walking back and you're allowing the opponent to walk all over you. Establish something. You need to have something that you need to establish in the match. But anywho, let's see. Oh, what a whiff. Nice. Oh, bro, why didn't you build win? Because, I mean, if you got this whiff punish with Lily you could simply just have built win. And two of them. Even if you're scared to do, I always do that mistake. Rough. Like, even if you're afraid of doing two, you at least would have gotten you'd have gotten one, but don't be, with Lily, your gameplay shouldn't be based on just rushing the opponent down. You rush the opponent down when you've got win. When you start, you want to start what you call building wind, and then you walk forward, because that's just how she is. No, that was I'm pretty sure she really can punish this. I know her buttons are garbage, but dude, I'm pretty sure. What the fuck? Yeah, and just press. Yes, you can't punish that close. That's okay. Also, that is going to happen a lot, So when you charge win, just expect guys to do that, or they're going to do the drive rush thing, the drive rush option select. They're going to do parry into drive rush, because the way to fight Lily is to always stay on top of her. And if people know the matchup, they'll be on top of you. But they're not going to let you breathe.
Okay. Okay. You could have burnt him out. Oh, no DP. Don't, this don't do. And in Street Fighter 5, it was not a bad idea, you know, but don't do this because you just did drive reversal. You sure he took away some grain but you shaved off two of your own just to give him some drive gauge. Yeah, Manon's crouch medium kick, you can't drive impact. Punish. I think that's a two string, if I'm not mistaken, eh? Guess not, but he hit you with the arrow fine. Now you can do drive reversal. When your opponent is in burnout, now you can start doing it because you're not gonna lose much. It's safe on block, you know. So now you can use it, but and the reason why I say now you can use it, so I wanna show you something, man. So oh my bad. If he blocks that, you can chip him out. If he blocks that, you can chip him out with level 3. You know, although yes, he'll have to use super. I think level 2 or level 1, but at least you would have done baited something because now look. That was a free command grab because you weren't using your resources in that manner, which is fine. It's a learning curve. At least anti my man. But you see what I mean. So okay. You already lost half from blocking, you know. Okay, cool. The parry gave you some back, but then you just went and gave it back. It's a bad idea, especially because they can block that. You know, if she did so, you would have given him free. You would have given him a free a medal, and you would have lost. You see. Much appreciated, Murambi. Another thing about playing Lily, man. So if you have level 3, nah, when you're doing this move here, nah, you must always be buffering level 3. This is the time where you can now freely do this. You know, you can now freely do that because you can just buffer level 3, and I'll show you the reason why. Ah, Jesus. I'll show you the reason why. Because if ever he does that, man, you can just simply cancel. You know, you just buffer because if ever they get hit, you can just freely cancel. anti-air, bro. But was that too close? Because I know you can bait with the light, you can bait it out. Yeah, too close. But you were too close. You could have baited it. You could have baited out. You could have done drive impact back, but you were too close. This guy is doing whatever he wants, eh? He's just playing however the fuck he wants. But your biggest issues, in general, this is not unique to the matchup, nah, but it's unique to the character. When you play a character, you need to understand what are their win conditions. Lily's win condition starts when she has wind. I don't think Lily can ever win a set without getting wind. That's just how the character is. And you then work on that. So when you start with Lily, round start, you're looking to build wind. Yeah. You get the hits, you're building wind. Yeah. And then how you play from there is like up to you. Are you gonna threaten with wind? Threaten with the idea that I could just condo spiral anytime. Threaten with that idea, or you're gonna do it on block. You're gonna press a heavy into condo, normal condo. You see, force the drive. You're gonna force the drive reversal, so that they be at a drive gauge disadvantage. But you need to have some level of play. With your character. At any level, you need to have some level of play that you're like, okay, this character, this is how I'm going to play her. Round start, you're working on getting win. This is how I'm going to win my matches. I'm going to win my matches by doing this. Okay. That's your first. That's your big problem in this from watching this match right here. Is that you didn't have a strategy on how to play the game. How to play the character and where the character shines. Lily shines where when she's got wind. That's her win condition. When she's got wind. If she doesn't have that, I don't see Lily winning. Is that what a win condition is? Yeah, listen. So let me put it like this, man. Let's look at these. No. Let's look at JP. Now, JP is the best example. Now, how does JP win most of these matches? When he's in control. How does then JP get to be in control? When he's zoning you. Nah. From those two statements, you can see where his win condition is. Nah. Is now when you are at a drive gauge disadvantage, and he's got the drive gauge, and then from there he can just simply zone you because you are afraid to do anything. Now, Lily, where does she shine? Now, with the threat of a command grab, and with the threat of just of condo spiral. Nah. Nobody wants to get whiff punished by Lily because they know she's gonna build win. Nah. You're gonna eat damage, she's gonna build win. Nah. Then becomes a problem. So you need to look at it like that. Okay, my character, this is what I need to do with it. Yeah? So when I play Terry, what I'm looking to do, I get one hit, I'm going to stay on you because I've now worked on my set play that if I get the knockdown, these are other options I'm going to apply. If one goes wrong, okay, cool, go back into the first stage. How do I get the hit? This is how I'm going to get the hit. When I get the hit, this is what I'm going to do to stay in, and I need to have multiple layers and keep rotating them. That's just that's how I look at my character. My Lily's straightforward. You build win, you put the pressure. Yeah. Okay, then we'll go last one. I think Maverick he sent a replay with Maverick. I can't see your replay. Really, the way you beat Erefan is more understanding the matchup and understanding the game, because if you're a stable player, you won't worry much about what he's doing. Okay, I see Limax one, but so I'll do yours tomorrow, maybe tomorrow or Sunday. This already is a bad matchup. This is already a bad matchup. Well, I think so. Yep. Yep. This is gonna happen a lot. You're gonna have to change uh, what you call this your anti-airs. When you anti-air, how you anti-air against this one. So for me with Terry, I don't DP. I just use Crouch Heavy so that in case she does that. Yep, you're gonna have to be on your toes. Us. Oh, we could have whiff punished that. That you can check. This into run is not real. You can check this. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. But into run, you can check that. Yeah, that was too obvious. Oh snap. Zaid plays Jamie without drinks. Bruh. See, that's what I'm saying that you're gonna have to change how you anti this chick. Man. Now you're in a blender. Chances are they can burn you out. Is that plus? Wow, it is not. Yeah, I knew it, so it's not plus. But yeah, he just saw that. I don't think you know the matchup. Okay. I'm pretty sure JP could have side because Chooks does it all the time. There is a side switch here. A side switch combo that you could have done. I just can't. I'm not a JP player, but I've seen this happen. He was looking out for amnesia, and that's why he got hit by the jump back, heavy punch, heavy kick. Nice tech. Not bad, not bad. The zoning was actually pretty good. The zoning was pretty good. Oh snap! arms. But you can't be letting this slide. We've already. Nice. Bro, you could have side switched. Nice. Something here is not right. Could have went like I was curious the first time I saw this, and I was wondering why you didn't back throw, and you went for this because now he's got all this to work with. Sure, I mean you got the portals, but if you put him in the corner, JP when he has you in the corner is really tough to deal with. Because now, I mean, you eventually back throw him, but I mean, you now have to use bar to try and maintain this. Okay. Nice, at least you get that, but there's no way you got the perfect parry here and you decided to throw. You could have been more optimal with this one. Huh? Oh, like JP's got level 2, right? Wait, is that real? I guess it is. It's JP. Check his first for net. Like you can't be mashing the way you're mashing, bruv. You need to know what you're doing, eh? Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know what to tell you because you had to at least. I think it would have been a lot better if you just took the the stun. If she got you to the corner and she did drive impact, it wasn't gonna kill. But that was bad. Stop because they couldn't punish you. Yeah, but you're gonna have to find a way to anti-air this chick, eh? It's JP. Anti-airing Kimberly's when it's a nightmare. No, you're in burnout. Oh, you didn't? Yeah, you still are. Nice. he could have burnt you out for this one. Yeah? Be very mindful when you do reversals. Oh, my bad. Be very mindful when you do reversals with no drive gauge. You know, you'd rather do. I mean, you'd rather you do super. You know, like wake up. So you gotta do super. Use the one bar because I mean, then even if they punish you, they're gonna maybe shave off this much. But now you use 2 bar and you miss. He does the one stand heavy punch. You lost 3 bars off that. I had no idea what to say. Eh? What am I watching? Hold on. Okay, this came. I like the fact that they're not using parry willy nilly. You know, so they're letting you they're letting you do the fireball on block, which is actually good, especially in this situation. So you do know JP's got level 2, right? Yeah, because you probably he doesn't block level 2 and with this health, he might even die. What's the frame of block for the elbow drop? I have no idea, but we can go check. My bad. This bad. Bad. Like I swear, you know, there's a new invention called level 2. You know, I think it's called Laviska. Like, try using it because this was a simple. This was an easy burnout. Then you go and do that, bro. Like now he's still got drive gauge. Yeah, there he didn't need to. He can have just done the entire combo into it. You see the problem. The matchup is already tough as it is. You know, JP keeping out Kimberly is mission impossible. You know, so that's already going to be a tough one. You know, but you're gonna have to find a way to anti this chick. You know, you're gonna have to find a way to anti this chick. Either you're gonna be you're still in your what you're 13, 14. Probably yeah you should be able to your reaction should be good. You know, so but you're gonna have to find a way to react to anti this chick. You know, anti the drop with stand heavy kick, the normal jump with crouch heavy punch. You're gonna have to get because that's what's allowing her to approach. You know, she's just in the air most of the time. And also, bro, you need to use level 2. I don't understand why don't just use level 2. You know, 90% of people in SA, not even 90%, 97% of people in SA don't know how to block that shit. You know, it's a free win. Also, even if they do block it, just for blocking it, it shaves off like a full 1.5, I think. And yeah, it shaves off 1.5, if not 2 bars. You know, so again, there is no reason for you not to be using level 2. You know, because JP's win condition is when he's in control and he's zoning, you know. So when you, I forget about level 2. Anywho, when you have them in burnout, man, I mean, the fastest way to get them in burnout is with level 2. If they get hit, uh, yeah, if they get hit, then you can just do the drive impact combo. You know, so you at least shave off about 2 bars, 3 bars. Yeah, that's 2 bars. Man. If they block, you shave off still like 1.5. So it's the fastest way to put them in burnout, and then you can go back to your zoning. Yeah? But if you don't use it, you're robbing yourself of an advantage. It's much appreciated for tuning in. You know, I might be back on Sunday. You know, just in case people were wondering the sequence of the goals, they come out mid, high, low, high. I want, you know, when you play a solid JP, man. That's a question. When you play a solid JP, call me. Actually, play chooks. Call me. Let me be in that lobby, man. I want to see you block it. He's gonna do the stand. I'm even gonna tell you what he's gonna do. He's gonna do stand fierce into EX ghost into jump heavy punch into EX ghost into level 2 into jump heavy punch. I want to see you block that. GG's, much appreciated for tuning in. Definitely try and be back Sunday so we can maybe hop on, do some more replay takeovers. You know. But yeah, guys, much appreciated. GG's.